And today, 25 years later, we've come back to Bathurst to face off against this, the angriest, most powerful descendant of Godzilla, the 2017 Nissan GT R Nismo. The Nismo GT R isn't cheap, costing $299,000 plus on roads, which is 110 grand more than the base model and $72,000 more than the track edition that already includes some of its bits and pieces. But it justifies the price tag by turning everything else up a notch. Well, first of all, what actually is Nismo? It's the Japanese brand's high-performance arm, like AMG is to Mercedes-Benz or M is to BMW. And this car is obviously the ultimate expression of how fast a Nissan can be. It won't be the last though. There will be plenty more Nismo models coming in the future, and while Nissan isn't saying exactly what they are, I'd reckon you could put your money on something like a 370Z Nismo and even some SUVs in the future. But this thing, holy smoke, it is fast. You thought a GTR was already quick enough? Well, they've turned everything in this car up to 11. The 3.8 litre twin-turbo V6 has larger turbochargers to produce an additional 22 kilowatts and 20 newton metres of torque, raising peak outputs to 441 kilowatts and 652 newton metres. And that's enough to slingshot it from 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds. The body itself has been modified specifically for the Nismo as well. It's got more structural elements to it to make it even stiffer and also take some of the damping away from the stiffer suspension. Speaking of which, it is 3 times as hard as the regular GTR, and that's saying something. And I tell you, on the road, this thing is the most focused car you've probably ever driven. It's actually got really good control in the suspension, but you'll feel every ounce of bump there is in the road. Immediately you feel there's elements of the GTR that are turned up to 11, even if you're driving it at leisurely pace like I am now. The steering is just razor sharp. It almost is too sharp for the road. It's got wider front tyres, 10 inches on the front, and super sticky tyres as well. And then there's the extra aerodynamics. The body has been modified. It's got bigger carbon fibre wing on the back that sits even on a lightweight carbon fibre boot lid. There's spoilers on the front. There's new front bumper which creates more aerodynamic downforce. This is as close as you could possibly get to the GT3 Nismo race car for the road. What's different about here in the cabin inside? Well, there's Alcantara across the dash and the roof lining, that fake suede material which gives it a bit of a race car feel about it. And there's also lightweight bucket Recaro seats which have got plenty of support, but you wouldn't want to be too much bigger than I am because you fall out of them pretty quickly. They're made for whippet thin little race drivers. The steering wheel's also got Alcantara, so all the tactile touch points have got this race car feel to it. There's also a red tacho that screams, I want to go faster than 1500 revs. So, as you're probably dying to know, how fast is this thing around Australia's most famous racetrack? Well, I won't be able to talk you around it because I'm going to have to put on a helmet because this thing is going to be quick. It's going to be seriously quick. Now, while Nissan has crowed about the GTR's performance figures in the past, it doesn't actually mention anything about acceleration in this latest MY17 generation, including the Nismo. But even if Nissan isn't saying much on the Nismo GTR, there is no denying this thing is very fast, as we nudge 240 kilometers an hour over the hump up Mountain Straight. It's then a white knuckle ride across the top of the mountain as the GTR has just an immense level of grip. It is a car that requires a bit of bravery to explore its absolute limits, but at the same time it feels safe and secure with its all-wheel drive traction and the ESP safety net cast out. If anything, it still does feel like a heavy car, and the brakes take a pounding, pulling back from a 280 km/h run down Conrod Straight into the chase. But Bathurst is a punishing track in anything, and the Nismo GTR is more than up for it. So, how does Godzilla's great angry grandchild stack up? Well, it's even more mutant than before. It's drunk the radiation. It is an epic piece of machinery. And I'd have to say this thing is as fast and as focused and as furious a road car as you're ever going to get. The Nismo GTR is simply epic.